Hello and welcome to the channel. Hi, I'm Chris Norwood and I am on a journey to hear every song ever recorded ever. And today's video is going to be an album review. I'm looking forward to doing more of these. There's a lot of really great records coming out soon, and today we're going to be reviewing Song Machine. Now this one's a little bit complicated, so they keep calling it Strange Times. Check it out. And people keep arguing with me on this. The CD version anyway says Gorillaz presents Song Machine Season 1. Nowhere on here does it say Strange Times. On the booklet it says Gorillaz present Song Machine. There's nothing on here about Strange Times. Presents. Present. They present and presents. I don't know. But it's really getting on my nerves. Even the lead singer, he keeps calling it Strange Times. And I don't know if it's a joke. I don't know what's going on. The song is on there. The title is not. Now that that's out of the way, I am going to now present you my review of the album. I've been listening to it since the day it dropped. And so now I've kind of moved on to other listening projects. I'm currently listening to Smith & Myers Volume 1 and 2. Oh, can't wait to talk about that one. But for now, let's just focus on Gorillaz. So, Song Machine Season 1, Strange Times. Even though that's not on the spine cover. The standard edition is 11 songs, clocking in at 42 minutes. There's a bazillion different deluxe and extra deluxe and bonus and target tracks. But I knew going in, 11 is enough. Usually for me, with the Gorillaz, less is more. And let's just get into the review, shall we? So, while this record does do a good job at building its own themes and sounds, I do hear elements from other Gorillaz records on Song Machine. Primarily Humans and the Now is what I hear the most. I don't know about you, but that's a compliment from me. Like Humans, things are a little bit over-bloated and stuffed to the gills with guest vocalists. But I think it was done on purpose this time. I know from the outset that, like I said, I wasn't going to go for any deluxe versions or super deluxe versions or the 500 disc, 2000 LP versions. 11 tracks and out. That eliminated a lot of that issue of over-bloated, overstuffed records. That was a big complaint with Humans and some other albums that Gorillaz have released. So, you cut out 6 to 10 songs right off the bat. So we're just going to be talking about the 11 standard tracks. I know other reviewers have done the 17 track version, and a lot of their complaints are the fact that they're listening to, over 80 minutes or whatever, and it's just too much. So 11 tracks, that's what I would recommend. If you feel like it's just too much, listen to the 11 tracks. The first 11, and that's it. That's all you really need. I've been giving the bonus tracks a chance here after getting to know the standard edition, and they really don't add anything for me, in my opinion. Okay, let's begin with, where else would you begin? Track 1, Strange Times, the supposed title track, even though there's no title. This tune features Robert Smith of The Cure, second only to Elton John for most excellent featured guest on the LP. This is one that's both dreary and exciting in one brushstroke. And like a lot of this album, this one had to grow on me. But once it did, I was hooked. Absolutely loving Strange Times, the title track. Confused. Valley of the Pagans. I'm going to be talking about features a lot because every single track has a feature. This tune, there's a lot of my favorite features on this album. I will say that. Valley of the Pagans features Beck, and he really gives an infectious chorus, while 2D brings in some of the most clear vocals we've got from him since the Now Now. I just saw this video. It's a Grand Theft Auto video, which sounds good on paper, but I'm not really liking it. It just looks like a few minutes from Grand Theft Auto. That's kind of a little bit of a lazy music video, in my opinion, for a band like the Gorillaz, but it is what it is. Beck is like calling them on FaceTime or something, and it's not that great of a music video, but it's a good song. The Lost Chord. The song is a rhythm and blues banger with an epic performance by Lee John. It's infectious and the production is insane. Whew. Pac-Man. This is one of the highlights for me personally. The Gorillaz are so all over the place sonically. They rarely revisit the same kind of sound or song twice. And but here, they kind of take it back to the Clint Eastwood days, and it's to magical effect. It definitely sounds like something from their debut self-titled record. So really loving Pac-Man. Pac-Man is up there. Chalk Tablets is a modern pop song with some haunting toy keyboards, thanks to Damon Albarn. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Not one of my favorites. But it's got some really good pop productions on it. And that's what the Gorillaz really are aiming to do here. So I will not fault Chalk Tablets. Pink Phantom. Possibly the highest high of the highlights. Of all the artists the Monkees or the Gorillaz have worked with, I never would have thought that Elton John would have been roped in. This is a masterpiece. So it's extremely dreary, it's extremely slow, but my goodness, it's perfect. You just got to give it some time. It's a masterpiece. Really fits in nicely. I think it's just kind of right dead center in the album, and it is the centerpiece and masterpiece of the album. Let's move on to some other tracks. Aries kind of feels like it was lifted from the Now Now as well. Not one of my favorites, but a crisp delivery from 2D. Makes me feel like there's more to him than the dumb frontman that he's described as in the Gorillaz universe. I feel kind of a connection to 2D. Maybe he just doesn't get the respect that he deserves in that universe. Oh, what in the heck? Something just ripped my leg off from another dimension. And my dog's over there, so it wasn't him. There's some kind of creature crawling up my leg. Yikes. Anyway, next track is Friday the 13th. And this is the worst track on the album. It's not terrible. I can listen to it. But the issue that I have is there's really no Gorillaz to speak of. It's Octavian rapping. And then that's it. It's Octavian rapping over a beat. And there's no 2D vocals. There's really nothing else instrumentation-wise that would give you an idea that this is the Gorillaz. And that's something that I kind of take issue with the Gorillaz, is that they look very much like a rock band, but they sound very much like an experimental, massive group of people. And I just don't, it just doesn't click. It doesn't fit right. Murdoch is like a heavy metal dude. 2D looks like a stoner rocker. Noodle is supposed to be like the most insane guitar player ever. Russell's supposed to be this epic drummer. But you don't hear that. You don't hear guitar, bass, and drums. You hear literally everything else. And I just don't get how the animated band is making this kind of sounding music. It just doesn't fit the aesthetic of the band. They appear as a rock band, and yet they don't sound like a rock band. But I don't know. I wish the image kind of fit a little bit better. That's the issue I have with Friday the 13th. Dead Butterflies is another song that's kind of, I can't get into it. I don't feel like it's a weak track like Friday the 13th. This one's a little better than Friday the 13th, but the features aren't great, and neither are the band's efforts. I'm just not sure what they were trying to accomplish here, but I don't feel like they did it. Desolay. Ooh. One of the earlier tracks we heard. I can't believe how wildly catchy this is. It's about being away from family due to being a musician, and it's darn near perfect. Let's see who the artist is on Desolay. Fatoumata Diawara. Yeah, actually, I heard her talking about. She actually wrote the lyrics for it, and it's just really, really one of the perfect songs on the record. Definitely a highlight. I would say if I had to pick two songs off this record, it would be Pink Phantom and Desolay. Hands down. The other songs are good for the most part, but those are my two picks out of the album. Momentary Bliss is another early one we heard, and it was one of the first tracks, possibly the first track. It's a banger. You got Slow-Fi and Slaves, which I'm really kind of becoming a fan of Slaves, the band, the UK band, not the American band. Totally different bands. You got UK Slaves, US Slaves. US Slaves not good, UK Slaves good. Got it? Got it? Good. Got to download some of their music or stream it. Done both. Need to do more. So, Momentary Bliss finishes the album strong, and I like 9 out of the 11 tracks on this. Had a lot of fun getting to know this record, and it did take more spins than most albums to get hooked, but once I did, it was well worth the time that it took, if that makes sense. I am Chris Norwood. I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded. And in my review of Song Machine, Season 1, Strange Times, Gorillaz Presents, whatever you want to call it. Song Machine. I call it Song Machine. Gorillaz, Song Machine, from me, gets a 3.7 Space Monkeys out of 5 Space Monkeys. Good night. Have a good one. And I will see you in the animated universe. Please like and subscribe. I'm doing tons of album reviews. Hundreds and thousands of Ranking the Studio albums, and I'm about to start doing some crazy stuff for some bands that have reactivated lately. So like and subscribe for all of that. Thank you, and good night. Good night, good morning. I'm going to go, I'm going to sing you some Clint Eastwood. How about that? I'm happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on, is coming on, is coming on, is coming on, is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. In a bag I'm useless, but not for long. The future It's coming on, 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 it's coming on. Finally, someone let me out of my cage. See, time for me is nothing cause I'm counting the ways. No, I couldn't be here. No, I couldn't be there. I'm good at repairs and I'm underneath there, intangible, unexplainable.